Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Kalista supplementary guide, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bloodthirster Rush on Kalista, which is not a very normal build. So the reason why I went for this build is actually because in the top 3 players a couple of days ago, there was a guy who had this build, and I remembered that back when Kalista was released, there was a time where people thought that Bloodthirster's second item was the best way to go. But people quickly realized that just going straight for Runans and Terminus, or now in this case going for Phantom Dancer, which is still being done by the top few players, is probably a better approach. However, seeing as one guy actually did this build, I decided to test it out for myself and see if it's as good as the other builds, and if it's a viable build. So let's take a look at what the build is. So first up, you go for Berserker Grease for the early AD and attack speed. Then you go into Bork again for more AD and attack speed. And of course you get the physical vamp as well as the Ruin Strikes passive, which gives you on-hit current health damage, and the Drain passive, which of course gives you a 3-hit burst damage as well as stealing some movement speed. Then we go into Bloodthirster, and Bloodthirster is really just a huge stat stick item. It doesn't give you any attack speed, which is what you really want. However, you do get more physical vamp. You do get a lot of AD and bonus stats when you're high on health. So then, of course, core item on Kalista is going to be Runans, so you can attack 3 people at the same time and spread your spears, and then pull them out from 3 people at the same time, and deal a lot of damage that way. Then, of course, we have Terminus. Terminus, of course, gives you AD attack speed again. Also gives you on-hit magic damage. And, of course, the most important part is the stacking resistances as well as the stacking armor and magic resist. And then, last item is going to be something defensive. So here I've just put Twin Guard as a default. I think it's a really good item on Kalista. But you can also go for a lot of other things like GA, Maw, Wits End, Shield Bow. A lot of these options here are going to work very well. For the runes, you have Lethal Tempo for the attack range and attack speed. You do have Brutal, Giant Slayer, and Alacrity, the standard ADC combo. And you also have Bone Plating just for a bit of defensive capabilities. And then for the spells, you have Flash together with Exhaust. Of course, there's no point of Ghost on Kalista since she hops around anyway. Ghost is a complete waste, so it's always going to be Exhaust. For now, but at least, of course, new patches coming out in the next few days. So, Cleanse is going to be in the picture. Heal and Exhaust and Barrier are going to be changed. So we're going to see how it goes when we get to that. But for now, it's going to be Exhaust. But with all that said, let's move on to talking about the gameplay. Okay, so now into the gameplay. We've got a pretty interesting one because, as you guys know, normally with Kalista, you always want to play with a tank engage support. But in this game, we actually have a Morgana who is not a tank engage support. However, I still think it's decent because Morgana is a champion that doesn't mind being thrown in the sense that if Morgana uses your ult to jump in, she can ult herself and attach the chains to the enemy, so it can work out that way. Here, Malphite trying to face check the bush, gonna eat a bunch of damage. Not really because he did flash, but he does eat a decent amount of damage. I'm gonna pluck up the spears. Actually, I'm not because the minion did die, but yeah, so Morgana does work as well. Also has the route to catch people out for you, and of course, hopefully you can get kills that way. And yeah, unfortunately, Kalista did get nerfed in patch 5.3D. Same with like Tristana and Vayne. Unfortunately, I believe it's because people are playing them too much in the Baron lane, and Brad doesn't like that, so they have to nerf her early game, or their early game, to make it a lot less viable, which of course hurts them in bot lane as well, because early game is where Kalista and Tristana are strongest as well. So that's really kind of unfortunate, the circumstances. But yeah, so here we are just attacking them basically. Here the Malphite gets caught, eats a bunch of damage, and we get a spear in on Samira as well. Now here I'm gonna pull and reset my E using the minions, and Malphite should be really low, but he does of course take the fruit. He actually doesn't. He just recalls, and this leaves Samira alone. So Samira is also a champion you always want to play for tank engage support, which Malphite kind of is but isn't at the same time. Samira here gets caught, and here we are able to pick up the kill without having to blow any of our summoner spells, just due to the root of Morgana. So you can see how Morgana works well for Kalista. Now the thing about Malphite with Samira is Malphite's only CC is his ulti. So in the early levels, Malphite basically can't really do anything except launch his Qs at you. And that kind of in turn means that Samira can't really do anything either, because Samira kind of needs her support to be the one to do something before she can really do anything. Of course, in the later part of the game, she can just jump in by herself if she really wants to. But in the early game, she can't really do that, right? If she does that, she's probably gonna die or probably gonna lose the fight. So she really needs her support to be the one engaging for her and getting in some CC to dash to the target and then, deal damage that way. However, because Malphite's not yet level 5, he can't really do that, and as a result means that Samira can't really do that either. Malphite now gets caught again. We're just putting some spears into his back, doing the same for Samira, who already pops the W, and yeah, so we're having a pretty good time until Master Yi turns up. We're just gonna hop away, don't have to blow any summoner spells here either, because Malphite and Samira are nowhere close to actually following up on Master Yi's gank, so we can simply just walk it off and don't have to blow anything in panic. Yeah, so ironically, even though we don't really have a very aggressive engaged support, neither does Samira, so it's kind of a neutralized lane, and I think we actually do have the advantage with the Morgana compared to what Samira has. So we are in a really decent spot. Now here, Ari comes in for the gank, and here, unfortunately, Master Yi comes in for the gank as well, and as a result, the Morgana does end up being in a little bit of trouble, but I do have to pop the ult to kind of save her, and we actually both survive. So pretty surprising, I guess you could say, that we survived the 4-man gank, considering how badly we were caught out. Had to blow flash and heal, my flash and her heal, but we survived all the same, which is an amazing start to the game. Initially, when Ari came in for the fight, I actually thought that we could 2v3 the Ari, Malphite, and Samira, considering how far away Samira and Malphite was. But then Master Yi turned up, and I realized that I bitten off more than I could chew. Samira here gets caught with the by the Morgana, I guess you could say, and has to blow everything, has to blow barrier, flash, and as well as her blade whirl just to block everything, but is able to survive. So I guess it is probably worth it, because it did save her life. She was definitely dead there if she got rooted by Morgana. I was just run her down all the way down the lane, and she definitely would have fallen, but she did save herself with all of her summoner spells. However, as a result, means that they don't really have summoner spells anymore. You can see Malphite doesn't have flash. Samira just used both her summoner spells, so she has nothing either. So at least it's going to be a lot harder for them to kill us, and it's going to be a lot easier for us to kill them. So Huge Fight is raking out at the Rift Herald area, but obviously we're stuck in the 2v2 here in the top lane, so it's going to be a 3v3 for the rest of my team versus the rest of the enemy team. Looks like they are winning it though, because Master Yi did end up dying. However, Samira gets rooted here, and I'm trying to finish the kill. Malphite misses the ulti on me somehow. I'm not sure how he missed that. But here I'm getting run down by them. I'm slowly stacking up my lethal tempo onto the Malphite. Malphite is getting really low. We do execute him. Samira now coming in, gets the cleanup kill, and overall it's a 1-for-1 trade. So I guess you could say it's not really the best. Now in the meantime, Ari is and Master Yi is kind of trying to contest the dragon, but we've already gotten it, and Ari does die for it in the meanwhile. So honestly, there, good job by the Samira for kind of escaping in a sense that I couldn't actually reach her and couldn't really take her out. So, and she managed to survive to the point that I was low enough such that she could finish the kill on me after I killed the Malphite and pretty much expended everything that I had. So here it looks like another fight may be about to break out, so I'm just hovering around the area. This place is warded though, so they do know that I'm here. But regardless, we're going to head back to lane. As the Samira and Malphite are doing the same, placing down a ward because we do play pretty aggressively. And here we kind of have to be careful because Malphite is now past level 5. He can ult us at any time, and if that happens, Samira can engage, and we could realistically be one shot from Malphite ult into Samira combo into Samira ult. So we do have to be really, really cautious. However, we do have our first item power spike, which is going to be the Bork. And we still have a really, really decent goal lead against the Samira, so in a very, very decent spot. So all we gotta do is kind of I wouldn't say maintain our lead, but we gotta kind of push our lead because Kalista is a very aggressive early game champion that needs to snowball, but technically Samira is the same, right? So both of us have kind of the same agenda. So as a result, it's kind of a bit weird where you rarely see Kalista versus Samira matchups because both of these are not very common picks. But both of us want to kind of snowball, and it's gonna be a lot harder. The game's gonna be a lot harder if neither, if one of us doesn't snowball. So that's obviously what I'm trying to do to Samira and trying to avoid having been done to me. But she gets her first item as well, so she does have the collector. And here, yeah, once again, we're really scared of the Malphite ulti because, as I said, you can't just get one shot, and we don't want to give her the opportunity to get a kill on us and snowball. So we are being very, very cautious here with what we're doing. So here she gets caught a little bit, does use the Blade Ward to block my Q, and here Bran and Ahri are both here for like a roam. So it ends up becoming a 1v1 between Bran and Ahri. Ahri just dies 1v1 to Bran, and both us and the enemy bot lane both kind of roam toward the fight, but the fight's over before either of us can really reach there. And surprisingly, despite having a Kalista versus Samira lane, it's not really much is happening in the lane. Aside from those one or two fights, nothing much is pretty much happening. So here, I see Malphite on 0 mana, so I'm playing super aggressively here because I know he can't actually ult me, and that's really the key here. Without Malphite out, Malphite is pretty much, I wouldn't say useless, but he's not very useful, right? So here we are just going to push in the wave. We disrupt Malphite's recall to ruin his tempo. He can't really do anything here, so he has to probably back. Now we see Master Yi behind the Dragon Pit, but he's walking towards mid, so he's clearly not trying to stop us. So we're gonna just take down the tower, and then now we can find a reset and maybe roam to a different lane. So since we're building Bloodthirster in this match, we are going to get a Vamp Scepter next. However, what I will say after trying out Bloodthirster is, I feel that going for Runan's like third item is a little bit too late. I think it's a lot better to go for Runan's earlier. Now here Master Yi is just trying to attack the blue buff for some reason, and he's getting caught out doing it. And they do end up getting the blue buff eventually, but Master Yi blows his ulti to run away, I guess. And here Malphite as well as Samira have pushed in, but we do have Nunu coming in for the gank. I'm just farming as well as hopping toward the enemy team at the same time. Samira gets knocked out. I actually missed my spear pretty embarrassingly. But here we actually flashed the Malphite out pretty much by accident, just as I was trying to get Samira. And then we can slowly stack the spears on Malphite, pull them out, and pick up the double kill. Fun thing is that the whole match, it's been almost 10 minutes into the game. Malphite has not hit me with his ult a single time yet, which is pretty funny, which basically means that Samira is kind of in a crappy position where her Malphite is not actually hitting his ult and she can't really follow up. So if I was this Samira, I would be pretty sad. Malphite is breaking out here in the bot lane. Master Yi goes down. Mordekaiser is now stuck in a 1v like 3 or 1v4, and we do eventually get the kill on him and go on a killing spree. Now the issue is that the dragon is up, and we are on the opposite side of the map. However, the enemy jungle is not alive at the moment, so it should be fine. We're just making our way over to the dragon. Master Yi still yet to respawn, so we should be able to pretty much pick up this dragon for free and put ourselves on Infernal Soul Point. So of course destroying the blast code to prevent any funky business from coming in. We think Malphite might ult in, so I'm keeping to the far side away from Malphite so he can't actually hit me with the ult. And Nunu does secure it, and Malphite does actually ult in, gets himself trapped in the pit, and now we're just hitting whoever we can closest target to stack up lethal tempo and get in the spears. Malphite is able to survive with the help of his gargoyles, and this delays enough time that Master Yi pretty much kills all of us. All 4 of us die, and 2 of it was to Master Yi. He also got my shutdown, and Nessus is the last man standing on my team, but obviously he can't really do very much at this stage of the game. Maybe he can stop the minions, or maybe he can kill Samira even, but we shall see. So he withers Samira, goes in for the Q, bonks Samira. Samira pops the barrier, he bonks Samira again, Samira goes down, so good kill by Malphite. And here we are back alive to stop the enemy push in the mid lane. They are roaming up to kill the Nasus though, so we do want to make our way there and help him if he can survive long enough. We are pinging that we are on the way, and Nasus is running in the wrong direction. However, obviously he can't be running toward the enemy, so that's completely understandable. He is going a circle around the world. And here I hop the wall. Ari tries to charm, and in the end, no real fight happens until Malphite gets caught. Malphite ults in, doesn't actually hit me again. I'm just focusing Malphite because he's the easiest guy to hit. And I have my lethal sample fully stacked now. I'm just gonna execute him, and then Mordekaiser has already ulted Bran, so we get the kill on him as well because he doesn't have ult anymore. Now Samira and the gang are coming. She ults, not ults, she dashes in, kills me, and now gets the ult and wipes everybody else out basically. With the ult, Nunu has to run for the hills. Master Yi is on the chase, goes unstoppable for some reason, and I was thinking like who's gonna win this fight, right? Because both of them have these healing spells, and yeah, so here Nunu is still running for the hills. He's trying to go back in with the W. That's insane. Ari on the chase, nice dodge by the Nunu. Charms again to steal, blocks the charm with the red buff. Really well played by the Nunu here. Now tries to go back in again with the snowball. I don't know about this one, Chief. And here he is going for the Master Yi. Hits the Master Yi, charms the Master Yi, and actually baits the Master Yi in and kills him. Holy moly. That was insane from the Nunu. Now I'm back alive. I'm chasing together with my team. Ari is in trouble, and I'm just using all of the jungle monsters to actually just jump. I get charmed by the Ari, which does make me a little bit slower. I flash and go for the Samira, who has been a problem the whole game. We execute her, and here Ari nearly kills me, but I'm able to hop out of the way of the return of the Orb of Deception. And you can see the Bloodthirster benefits is the huge amount of heal and the insane single target damage. So, like in Wild Rift, the popular build on Kalista is the Runan's second item, which allows you to focus multiple people at the same time. But I believe on PC, single target builds are more popular in the sense that you don't really build Runans, you just build all single target items, and then you just focus one person down at a time, which is kind of what I'm doing now because I don't actually have Runans. So I do think this build does have legs, and it is a pretty decent build. We do secure the Baron. I'm not sure why the smite didn't come through, but we also secured the kill onto Master Yi. Now chasing onto the Mordekaiser. Samira comes in, really dangerous. She gets rooted and does have to QSS to escape the root. But yeah, I do think that this build is actually really decent. It's just that, of course, I as well as many other players are just so used to playing Kalista as a champion that can use Runans to spear everybody that when you play kind of without the Runans, it kind of feels a little bit weird because it's like you're generally used to having like Runans pretty early in the game, but now you have to kind of wait for one additional item before you get Runans. But either way, I do think that Bloodthirst is a really decent, really not decent, it's a really good item on Kalista, and a lot of Kalistas who build on him even go for it like last item sometimes. So here now we do have Runan, so we do also have the T-Hex, and we're going to use both of these to try to push the enemy team in. So Malphite has already ulted. Once again, he has not yet hit me. We kill him again. Mordekaiser is in the ulti, so we can't really kill him. But he now comes out of the ulti with the Bran stats. Again, we're going to kill him. Master Yi trying to go in, goes in 1v4, has to flash out of the way. And Samira is now just free stacking on the TX, which is really dangerous because she can get to S rank off the TX and just jump in and ult. We definitely don't want that. So T-Hex playing a little bit aggressively here. RIP T-Hex is the last few days he's gonna be in the game, and now we're gonna just quickly destroy this tower. Hopefully the T-Hex gets the ulti back soon and can ult like in him or something. But doesn't matter, right? You're gonna take it down without the ulti anyway. Now we're gonna roam over to the bot lane where there is a wave pushing in being cleared by Master Yi, and we're going to use this wave to quickly hop there, getting rid of the Master Yi like so. Last minion is still here. Malphite, I believe, ults in against. We have the Kalista, we have the Samira ulting in, but this time I have enough lifesteal, enough attack speed to burst her down as she's in the ult, and she does end up going down. So here we've gotten like a good 3 towers from the TX push already. TX is dead now, and Nessus also pays the price after the fact. And here we pick up the QSS just to help out against, I don't know, honestly it's mainly like probably Ari charm. Maybe if we're good enough we can QSS Mordekaiser ult, but yeah, I mean Stasis and QSS both not very useful in this match, I guess you could say. Maybe Stasis for Samira ult. But now the last dragon is up, and this is going to be Infernal Soul for our team. So I'm trying to drag it out, I'm trying to stack the spears. And we obviously want to secure this dragon. Mordekaiser is now coming in, really dangerous because he can ult the Nunu. but we are able to claim the Infernal Soul. And first out of the day that actually hit me from Malphite. And now here you can see with the Runes, I'm stacking onto multiple people at the same time. Not Nessus. Brand is also killing multiple people at the same time. Samira tries to go in but gets rooted and ends up dying. Ari is now way in the back line. She dies as well. And now with that, we can use the mid wave to push in and look for the win. With only Mordekaiser alive, there's no way he can really stop us. So at this point, the game has been won. Maybe you can get a free kill on Mordekaiser, but I'm just focusing the Nexus. I'm ignoring the Mordekaiser completely, and we do get the victory right here. So with that, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys with the stat as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.